and everyone's going to say that the tests were all heavy for the most part, but yet you've got Amanda finishing like that. It doesn't make sense there.
They weren't, and they weren't all heavy. That's just.
Welcome to the final show of the 2022 Shoulder Test Games. These games will test your shoulders for 5 days, putting your shoulders through the ultimate workouts. Any truth to that? Was this shoulder heavy?
No.
Oh, never mind. Scratch that. CrossFit Games. We're going back to the old name. Holy cow! That stadium field filled fast. At the beginning, it was empty. It was like a boxing match. No one wanted to show up for the ass heats, and then man, that sucker filled up and became deafening. Congratulations to CrossFit. You guys pulled it off. Well done. Highlight of the final event when Hwpo dropped the weight on him, and he had to. Did you see like he went one way to roll it off himself, and then had to switch back the other way? Anyone?
Yeah, on the clean.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Wow. Justin Medeiros, the winner. Tia Toomey, the winner. Did we get the right winners?
I think so.
Yep.
Did you drink your coffee before you came on the show? Do you drink coffee, JR?
I do.
Double your dose. I'm no doctor, but double your dose.
Maybe I should half my dose of children.
Yes, sir. That's funny.
Wait, did your kids make you that Hopper shirt? That thing is ghetto.
Yeah, this was a shirt from last year that was just plain white with like black writing to make it look like a Sharpie because that's what they did at the Mac. And then my little girl said that we needed to tie-dye it because white is boring.
Well, shit, the tie-dye is the best part. Well, is this the shirt you wanted, Taylor, right here?
Yeah, dude, that shirt is sick.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right?
Is that a black? Is that one in black?
Yeah, this is black. It's black, and it looks like a bird shit on me, but I don't know what this is. It won't come off. It's some sort of. I think that this was like the first one he made, like the test run, and it Vindicate.
Yeah, the other ones that they're releasing are like a navy blue.
Halpin, oh, that's cool too.
Right? Or is that charcoal?
Yeah. Halpin, do you have any Sevan Podcast gear?
I do not. I need some, I guess, huh?
No one likes you. Yeah, will you text me your address and shit?
Yeah.
Have you ever received anything, JR?
Hey, Mike, you're going to do that 3 times and you're still not going to get any gear. Just a heads up.
Oh, shit.
Still
in the
nothing.
mail.
Haven't gotten any gear yet. What a
Must
joke.
be in the mail.
I keep sending him my address, and he's probably like, "There's no way this is real. Roebuck cannot be the name of a place someone lives." Roebuck.
I cannot believe you don't have a shirt yet. That sucks. You need 10 shirts. It looks like the teams are gonna go now. We'll keep you posted on that as that unfolds. I have it here. Am I stuttering at all? Like, can you not see me at all? No, it's all good. Why do we have Matt Souza on the big black screen? Do you see that, Beaver? Can we put it's not bad.
Sorry, I was looking for something. I don't have 2 screens here.
Oh, it's a little better. It looks like Souza's at where the athletes leave. You might be there a while, buddy, because they're probably watching the team event, but maybe not. Maybe some of them are going to grab their shit and split. Koski, should we start with the men? The men's final 2 events, and then we'll work our way over to the women, and by then the teams will be done, and we can talk some smack about that too. And congratulations to Justin. Man, his parents were pumped. How pumped were his parents?
Pretty excited.
David Borders of the an heir to the Borders bookstore. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you. Oh, he's an English guy, right? Is he an English guy if he talks like that? Absolute legends. That's how they talk.
Big money coming out for Sunday, huh?
Yeah, it's nice. I'm gonna put 10% of that. I'm gonna send to my church, the Church of Sevan. Can I see the boys, Caleb? Oh, Wyatt says we don't use legends here. That's a Richie thing. Okay, fine. Well, maybe it was American. In first place, we have Justin Medeiros. In second, from the United States. In second place, we have Roman Krennikov from Antarctica. In third place, we have Ricky Garard from Australia. Sam Quant pulls it off. What a stud, right? Jeffrey Adler in fifth, and Patrick Vellner in sixth. Jason Hopper in seventh, and I guess we could start down there. Hopper must be stoked, right? It's a good jump, right? Top 10.
Yeah, I mean, up from 19 last year in his first year. I think a lot of people were enjoying themselves, kind of making a lot of humor at his expense last year after being propped up on such a pedestal to go to the games and podium in his first year, which was a little bit unreasonable expectation. And for him to train as hard as he's trained, for me and Taylor to kind of see it week in and week out was really cool. I mean, his goal was top 10 and he did a great job because he had a lot of up and downs this week for sure.
Yeah. You mean like the name he was starting to pick up the name Jason Flopper? I think he can ditch that now, right? With the 7th place.
Yeah, I mean he's for real. Top 10, second year, and I think he's only going to continue to get better.
He's the only new guy in the mix, right? I guess you could say Lazar's a bit new, but look at these names he's around. He's got Bjorkman, Carl Goodmanson, then Lazar Jukic, then Jason Hopper, Patrick Vellner, Jeffrey Adler. Yeah, he's in a good mix. And what can we say about Samuel Quant?
It's a good showing because, I mean, everybody sort of thought it was a fluke that he got into the 2020 games and then did so well. Or at least people were talking that way. But, I mean, he proved it here that he can still hang.
Yeah,
a lot of people think about the sport. He's not quite entering his prime yet. I mean, Sam looks like he's back 100%, and now him and Harry are kind of a part of HWPO. So I think he only gets better from here on, being surrounded by such smart people.
And do I dare say, now that he knows what Adrian wants, now that all of them know what Adrian wants, I think they can all improve significantly. Do you think that's unfair to say that, what Adrian wants?
Taylor?
I think they can all improve significantly based on the workouts that came out this year, but I think it's a stretch to say they know what Adrian wants. And I think that the athletes that expect that or think that they do are going to be shocked and humbled to a greater degree next year.
Even more so. I think if Adrian didn't introduce anything new last year, we'd be good. Just let everyone improve on what was introduced this year. What do you think about that?
Can you elaborate? You mean
the legless, footless legless pegboard, the crossover jump roping, the parallel tuck position to the handstand. Like those are enough for everyone to work on all next year, and then next year we don't need to see the triple under or the push up to prone position to handstand.
Well, there will
or the iron cross.
Right. I mean, I don't see that coming, but I think there are always going to be new elements to the CrossFit Games. There's never going to not be a new element tested. I don't think there ever has been.
I think these series of tests absolutely though lay the groundwork for some retesting. Maybe not next year, but in the next 3 years to see if people have done their homework, and much like the pegboard, to see if people kind of learned their lesson and cleaned up a skill that they didn't have before.
You are all Badussis. Fair. Jan Clark. He says that because he's sitting on a boat and he knows we can't get him out in the water. Sergino, what a cabbage Sean is. I have no idea what the fuck that. I don't know what cabbage is. It's like, what? Get his Badussi on a stick. This is just too much day drinking, right? I don't know what that means. Anyone? Sean, who is that? Me?
I think he's talking about some of the announcing, like the mullet reference he made at the end, and I mean, he was pretty cringe on the live stream. I was just
it seemed like he was trying to time his his last little words there to Tia.
They were scripted.
He was taking her time, and it was just like, okay, yep, you're trying to say your moment here.
Yeah, he had it. I'd give him a 10 out of 10, and then he fumbled as he went into the end zone. He fumbled maybe.
Also, he said that was Tia's final year. Not to go on about Tia already, but she didn't say that. She had the moment to say, yep, that was it. And she said, we'll see. Although that was Matt's same thing. We'll see, I guess. So,
in his defense, I think she probably told him that.
Yeah, that was scripted as well.
Yeah.
if Roman went 3.5 times if Roman went 3.5 seconds faster on both shuttle run A and hat trick, he would have tied Justin on points and win based on first place events.
That's how it shakes out. I think that's encouraging looking forward, how close it was this year, and it being Roman's first year at the CrossFit Games.
I'm gonna ask for you to double your dose of coffee too.
So soak that in. First year at the CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
If Quant went to hard work pays off going forward since he's with Harry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why the HWPO crew wouldn't adopt him as the third HWPO athlete if Harry is now with HWPO and Sam has all but exclusively been coached by Harry. It would make sense to me. He just finished 4th.
If you're Jason, are you okay with that? Sam going on HWPO?
I don't think he has. I don't think he has grounds for an opinion.
The only
No
person with
shit.
opinion
You don't think he
now-
has grounds for an opinion?
I don't think he
Yeah.
has grounds to get upset. I think it's not up to him. I think he knows he's a part,
CEO shirt.
he knows he's a part of that family, and I don't think that having another male athlete training under Jake or Matt is going to affect him. It shouldn't.
You could almost see Quant as his senior too. Like he's got more experience in the games than he does in a way.
He made the games at what, 19?
I think he's a senior, but if you're working with someone and they add another lion to the mix, I think you should get some say. Well, at the end of the day, Jason does have a say. If they did do it and he didn't like it, he could say, "Fuck off, I'm leaving."
Yeah, for sure. But that's not how Jason is.
Okay,
Is that different too if they were actually at the same
that's how more like how Taylor is.
I won't speak for Taylor.
Hey, JR, would you think it'd be different if they were in the same building? Oh, I'm breaking up, bro.
Alexander, you're live on the Sevan Podcast. Andrew Hiller, how are you?
Oh, shit, what happened?
How do you feel about that last event?
Did he get pulled out?
So I was watching, and I know you got a strong as shit deadlift. And the cleans, how will those feel before and after?
Well, I didn't do it
Wait a
because I was
minute.
injured.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he
you have a
injured
strong
the
as shit
last two
deadlift,
events,
don't you?
Yeah, pretty
Ah.
good.
It's 6 up in the 600s.
Yeah.
So it's one of the best in the
Around
field.
600.
Well, what's your injury?
Back injury.
From what?
I did that in
If you-
training doing back squats.
Did you? Okay. So it's kind of lingering.
Yeah.
And
So,
anything you don't want to say, just go ahead and say, shut the fuck up, dude. Don't ask me those questions. I don't
That's
tell
fine.
anybody.
That's fine. But let's say I was expecting a better outcome.
Yeah. Well, because, typically I'm used to seeing you kind of up there. And have you talked about your injury at all, or is this the first time?
No, it's the first time.
This is the first time?
Yeah. I
Cool.
injured my back a month ago, and yesterday during the dumbbell squat snatches, just
Anything in particular kind of a little bit held back because of that, or just the whole weekend you're kind of in reserve?
no, I'd say I was doing what I had to do for the major part of the weekend, but some events were harder on my back for sure. But with the dumbbell squat snatches, it became
You were doing the sandbag, right?
yeah.
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 And that's another one of those where you got the long arms, and I've seen you pull the deadlift. So the back was kind of coming into play there
I
as
had
well.
to lean on my left side
Uh-huh.
almost all of the weight. So when it got heavier, I just couldn't lift it.
So now you get to let it rest up and recover and have a good time for a little bit.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Better next year.
Be better next year. You're the man. Thanks for
Thank
chatting
you.
with me, man.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Alexander
Carone.
out in the wild with Andrew Hiller.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, going back
That's
to
all
that
I
with
got,
Jason, I
guys.
mean,
Go ahead and chat.
I think he'll focus on him moving forward no matter what, no matter who's involved with HWPO or who his coaches are also helping or who's a part of that crew. I think he's in a really good headspace mentally to not worry too much about the noise and to just come in every day and work as a professional. I really think that he's got a lot more maturity coming into this season and next season than before.
You're talking about Jason Hopper.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just have such a hard time seeing how that's in any athlete's best interest when you look at how Matt and Tia have won and you look at how Justin's winning and you look at how Rich won. And then you just wonder, how is it in an athlete's best interest for a head coach or a program to have several dogs in the fight?
You mean as opposed to just one boy and one girl?
One boy, one girl, or Justin working with Knifer, TS exclusively working with Shane,
Right.
Rich working with Darren,
Right.
himself, Darren. But
But
it's
if
just-
Sam is if Sam is coached by Harry, but they're under the HWPO umbrella, do you still think that or no?
That's what I was wondering too.
I don't know. It's a fine line.
And does that even speak to like just the whole camp scenario, right?
Because they're not living there.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
just
I
camps
wonder if
versus
it's
individual
like-
trainers, I think is what Halpin's bringing up.
Well, yeah.
Bye, Halpin. Just so you guys know, this camera down at the bottom, this is Matt Souza and Andrew Hiller are at the entrance and exit of where the athletes normally come in and out of as they end their day. I am Hop, $20. You have become probably one of the biggest donors to the show. I can't thank you enough. Proud of Jason. He had a roller coaster of a games. He's not gonna go anywhere but up, not close to his peak, just been doing it since 2017. You know this guy, JR?
I don't know who that is.
All right. Kind words for
Could be a family member. I am Hop. I don't know.
us. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I didn't even put that together. Oasis, Spirit of the Games, to the first person who said Badusi. Sir. Does Noble give any money to CF Crash for Hopper's tea? Frank, again. Dude, thank you. You're always dropping the coin. You're a good dude. Logan Mars. Holy shit. Vindicate, put me down for a Badusi. The Sevan Podcast shirt. I am a large. Wow. What would the picture be? Does that need a picture?
My face.
Zach Wells, why don't we see why don't we see the athletes use kettlebells sport technique? Start the jerk with the kettlebells racked under the chin. It was a clean and jerk though.
Yeah, they were probably focused more on the finishing standard with the elbows in extension over the center of the body, knees, hips locked out. Here we go. Tudor Magda.
Yep.
Unmute.
Oops, sorry. Hiller, you got to unmute yourself, buddy.
Souza,
Hiller,
unmute.
someone unmute, please.
He just was basically saying yeah, no problem, man. He was just basically saying he's going to take off to Romania. He's going to take a little vacation, and then he'll catch back up with us in about a week or so. He's just processing everything in the weekend right now.
What place did he take? Did he make the cut?
I don't think so.
No, he did
Hey.
not make the cut. So I was
Hey.
confirming with him whether or not he wanted to go on first, so we're not just bum rushing people and they maybe didn't have the weekend they wanted.
Hey, just so you know, anyone you guys see out here, they're in a bad spot. Because anyone who's out here now, that's not
Right,
good.
right.
Noted. So just go up and fucking go live.
Yeah, just go live with them. No respect. Oh,
Sorry, guys, my phone died.
oh, it isn't. Oh, I see who this is. Okay. Mr. Hopper, hi. You're calling to tell us you're not related.
Yeah, I'm maybe even distantly related. This is I Am Hop. I just want to say, like, I just wanted to watch. I watched Jason this freaking games, and I was like, wow, he's improved so much from last games. It's not even funny. Like, he was able to pace himself properly, and I think that he has potential to do really good.
So does JR and so does Taylor.
Agreed, totally. I love you guys. Anyway, take care.
Hey, dude, thanks for your generous money, generous donations, generous contribution.
Gray Shaver didn't make the cut either. Oh, the old Young Bucks. Find him, Hiller. Hunt
They
him
could do
down.
alternating half iron cross for reps. Do you think Haley will reconsider her training camp after this games, or do you think the programming just wasn't in her favor? Ashley Hubbard. I just want to reiterate before whoever answers this, she's 21. Okay. Haplin, did you want to, Michael Halpin, did you want to take a stab at this?
No worries. That would nuke Mayhem if she decided to leave, I think.
What do you mean by that?
She is their if Rich is really retiring, she is their biggest star. And if she wanted to, she could go do something else. But she's been ingrained there for so long that it would blow up mayhem if she said she was going somewhere else. That's what I think.
Samuel Cornwye, Tyler Christoffel.
I said she was the biggest. I didn't say.
Right.
Yeah.
Guy.
Again, she's the biggest.
Right. Thank you. Okay. You guys win. MFAWA101, $5. Thank you. But here's the thing. Let's answer the question. Do you think she leaves in search? Does she go find out James Townsend and live in his backyard and get strong?
I don't think she leaves. And I think it's interesting to look at. I think Guy is an athlete that you look at and you're probably, at least to my eye, he seems like he'd be an athlete that's very impressionable and coachable by Rich. By all accounts, Haley seems to be kind of towards the other end of the spectrum, not so coachable, or at the very least, not receptive to backing off on some things she's very good at in order to close the gap on some things that she's not so good at. I don't think she leaves, but I also don't think she continues to do the same thing that she's been doing. I think maybe she goes to Rich, or rather Rich goes to her. Maybe the gloves come off in a private conversation between the two of them, and not in a negative way, but in a way like, hey, here are the facts. This is what you need to do. If you don't do it, you're going to keep getting the same result or worse.
All right.
That would be my approach with her.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I would say it's probably fair for calling you a cheater. Yeah, it's extremely fair.
No, I muted his ass. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
This
this
is the guy that told him to fuck off.
The people
This is the guy who told him to fuck off.
No, you didn't make a video, but it's.
Oh, you're the app that I post on Instagram.
You gotta understand, that's an 11-year transformation.
Okay, I understand.
11.
I've seen plenty of 11-year transformations.
Joey, IPA drinking, pizza eating, corporate salesperson. Fell into CrossFit.
You never reached out to me though, did you? If you could have reached out and had a conversation, you could have.
Do you think I really needed to though?
You didn't need to, but you could have.
Throw hands in Madison.
Can you give us a backstory?
So like I said, I don't remember your name.
I was a former soccer player, baseball player, basketball. I was the smallest kid in my. I've always had the predisposition.
But you could beat this weekend? How'd you do?
I did my best.
You did your best? Okay, well that's good. That's good. I'm glad.
I made it here. That was
you made it here. That's cool.
That was the hard work. This is
Yeah.
the celebration. So
Okay. Well, and also,
I left it all out there.
I think I posted something from Ben Bergeron, correct? That's the post you're talking about? Well, if anything, it's like I got a little bit of something against him. And is your name Mike by chance? I do remember your name.
That
Okay.
hurt, man.
I apologize for hurting you, but like I kind of always say, it's never about like person. I know that it becomes personal at a certain point. And like I always do wait for someone to come back and reach out to me, and then we can have a conversation about it. And I would like make a retractment. Possibly you could.
But I don't think I
Send me some
No
pictures
offense,
of you
but-
over the
no
course of
offense,
your
but I don't think
transformation,
I don't
and
think I owe you that.
you don't owe me anything, but
Right.
I could do you a service and come back and like kind of retract my statement. I mean, I know I had this huge bit about
No,
Tommy
you have the
Barquez.
chance.
I do.
Worked my ass off. I was raised.
I know, and
to
I'd
do
like to
things-
help
do
you
things
prove
the right
that
way.
as well.
I'm a 9-year affiliate owner. Like I'm in this for the right reasons. Like
Well, I believe you.
I'm in this to. I would never even consider in my wildest dream. I'd rather.
Well, no, this
I'd
would be
rather-
good though. So
I'd
we
rather
could
finish
10 million,
whatever
10 million, way down at the
than-
bottom.
Then take something and have no one know about it
Correct.
because I'm the one that looks in the mirror.
So yeah, when you walked by, I had no idea what you were talking about, and I would have never connected those dots. Like I looked at that picture, I would have never connected those. So I'm glad that you yelled at me, like, "Hey, I'm the dude who yelled fuck you." And it's like, well, I'm glad you did that, man. And I would like to.
It hurt
I'm sure.
because I do things the right way.
Hold on. And so
I
if
always will.
reach out to me somewhere on the internet, and we can. I would like to help you. Like anyone who may have not heard your side of it, I can possibly do a retractment if I wanted to look at kind of the pieces that would make sense. And if you do it the right way, it would make sense to everybody, myself included.
You've been doing CrossFit for a long time.
Correct.
You've been in
Yes.
this community for a long time.
Also correct.
You genuinely care about people's feelings.
You just don't
which I
do
hope
that,
You do.
or
Like,
what?
You don't take shots like that. at people that you don't know.
That's probably why I'm the only person who's doing it,
like,
because everyone thinks that, but I'm trying to help, believe it or not. And I know it might not feel like that to you.
It's not helping them. That piece of.
If you would have wandered around with me this weekend, you wouldn't have said, you would think the same thing. Wander around with me this whole weekend, that's not the same thing you would be saying right now. It's just the fact that I did something to you which wasn't personal on my end. It's like an internet post for me.
I know, but it is personal. You have to understand that. It's personal to me.
If I did it to him, it would be personal.
Personal to me.
Correct. And I'm like actually super. It's cool how nice you're being about it. Minus the other day where you're walking by yelling "fuck off, fuck off, fuck off." Well, you're right as well.
And I feel like
that was respectable. Yeah.
That's a fair trade.
That dude's huge.
Sevan just goes, that dude's huge. And like, that was what this entire thing was about, guys. I made a post about him. Ben Bergeron, I think, put up a story about his transformation, and I called him out for being, guys, like, come on, this doesn't look natural. And
11 weeks, I would have said, yeah.
No way in hell.
That's insane. It was 11 years, man.
Well, again, it's always my opinion, and here's yours. And if anything, it's your opinion against mine. What the fuck do I know about you? Like, people just listen to me for whatever reason.
You could show up every day for the next 30 years and drug test me every day, and you wouldn't find a single thing.
Sevan.
And that's the way.
Get California hormones on the docket, and we're going to do a little thing here. We're going to do a drug test every week.
Because that's just the way I am. And anyone who knows me, they know that I do things the right way.
Oh, cool. So, well, dude, it was nice to meet you.
I'm the guy no repping myself in the gym when no one else is around. I'm the guy who's no repping.
What's the name of his affiliate? What's the name of his affiliate?
What's the name of your affiliate? Sevan wants to know.
The Swamp.
The Swamp. You know, I know. Is it in Florida?
It's in Swampscott, Massachusetts.
Swampscott, Massachusetts. Cool. Well, dude, I've had an interaction this weekend, which I don't know. I assume no one's seen any of my shit that didn't go so hot, and I think that this one went pretty well. And I would like to do a retraction if you can, like, give me a couple things, and you don't have to do that, but the fact that you're being so kind on the camera is awesome.
There's a lot of athletes out here that I think, are in similar situations
with me.
To me,
where they're accused.
They've started. No, not necessarily. Not had nothing to do with you.
That arm's getting tired.
But when you put that stuff out there, you look at people that have gone through transformations, and it gives other people that don't know all the hard work and all the years and years and years and all the changes that people have gone through, and it casts doubt in their minds. And it's unfair to the people that are doing it right on a daily basis, on a yearly basis, and that'll never do things the wrong way. It sucks for them. So,
if I were to leave you with one thing, it would be, if anyone ever accuses me, it's like the ultimate compliment. And I always like, oh, thanks. I don't want to be thought of not using steroids because then I don't look that good. I mean, look at you. I mean, Sevan saying you look huge on the camera, and you do, and you just compete at the CrossFit Games, so you're killing it, man. Nope, nothing personal on my end. I can say it over and over, but it was nice talking to you, dude.
Just say sorry.
Sorry.
Right.
I can say sorry. There you go. Okay. Mike Hunt. That's not Mike Dudevoir. Okay. I knew it was Mike Dudevoir from the Swamp, Massachusetts. Cool. Nice talking to you, man.
He does curls.
Sevan's on here right now.
Ask him if he does curls. He does curls.
Yeah, you go yell. He'll hear you.
Sevan, I'm one of my best friends is O'Keefe. I know you love O'Keefe, so ask O'Keefe about me.
Awesome.
He says awesome. Yeah. And
hey, what's his Instagram? I can't find it.
What's your Instagram?
Apparently not heavy enough. Apparently I'm not using heavy enough dumbbells. So
what's your Instagram? He wants to know.
Mike Dudevoir.
Mike Dudevoir. Yeah. Spell it.
Okay.
MikeDudevoir.
Sweet. Yeah. Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks, man.
Sorry.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet.
Big, dude.
It's been a while coming. All right,
it's
guys.
Better. That was better than the CrossFit Games.
That was better than the CrossFit Games, and it was better than the hip and seal for sure.
It looked like it was about to be hip and seal again. He was about to grab
so Hiller. So basically, what happened was that guy Ben Bergeron posted a transformation, and you said, "Hey, this dude's there's no way this is natural." And then that guy just saw you, and he's like, "Hey, motherfucker, it took me 11 years," and you're like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll do a retraction."
Well, I said I could possibly make a retraction if he were to give me the information. He never reached out to me. I never heard from that guy. And I honestly didn't know his name at first because I posted it from Bergeron. And it was quite the transformation picture. If you could find it, pull it up. It's wild.
Dude, he's huge. That guy's
Oh no,
huge.
it was awesome. He went through. I mean, he quite went through it, and over the course of 11 years, it's more possible than, like he said, 11 weeks. He's got to show me a couple pictures. He can do himself a service, and I can.
Oh, it is 11 years, huh? Damn.
There it is. Quite the difference. So I mean,
look at on his neck on there's like a bulge.
And that's what I told him. I'm like, do you want me to say you look natural? That's what I told him. I tried to leave him with that. I'm like, dude, it's an insult to say you look natural.
What is that bulge on his neck? Is that just what is that?
If you catch a bunch of cleans wrong, sometimes it'll come out like that.
Like a little hematoma.
Oh yeah, Haley gets those all the time, right?
Haley Adams, not one that sticks out like that. Hers get ripped up. Just so you guys know, currently CrossFit Oslo Navy Blue is in first place. Mayhem Freedom is 1 rep behind. CrossFit Invictus is 2 reps behind. But what's important here is where we know where Reykjavik is, because for them to get on the podium, they have to beat at least they have to put a beat in at least a couple of these guys. And it doesn't look like they're gonna do it.
Hiller, I have a question for you.
60.
1 second, Taylor.
All right.
That guy asked for an apology, and he said you have to worry about other people's feelings. That was a lot for me to process.
Yeah, when he said the feelings thing, I was like, fuck your feelings.
I don't understand the. Okay, bye, Mr. Halpin.
Thanks, Vaughn. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, thank you. I understand apologizing. I think it's important to apologize, but to ask for it was a little weird. It's a little weird. Hiller should have said, "Can I get it?" He should have one-upped him and said, "Hey, can I get a hug?" Like he's like that guy's like, "Can you say sorry?" And then Hiller gun, "Could I get a hug?" Anyway, I hope anyway, okay.
Taylor, what was your question, man?
So this is subjective, and it's my perception. But it seems that a lot of the male athletes in the Masters division seem so much leaner than the open group and the individual side. And it always shocks me. I'm like, what is going on that the 35 to 39, 40 to 44, 45 to 49 group looks more aesthetically fit or pleasing or just fucking ripped up than the individuals? I don't get it.
Whereas me, who's also worked out for fucking 11 years. I look like fucking, if you cut my head off, someone might find me as an attractive woman. My tits are so supple and nice.
The best sort of correlation I have to that is the other day I was looking at my dad's IT band. He's rather lean. And I think the older you get, the thinner your skin may appear. And if you have the requisite muscle mass to have that leanness, underneath, on top of it, it's going to show a little bit different, giving you the perception of all these ripped 35 to 39 and older athletes. Now, of course, you could also that's me playing devil. That's get to assuming they're all using something.
Got the tears out of the way downstairs, and I feel a lot lighter. But after just getting through this week, man.
That's awesome. Just took a 5-pound shit and he feels lighter.
Emotionally on my own. I was actually in front of another camera, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Had to let it out.
Did you just take a 5-pound shit after that one? And
said he felt lighter.
You're gonna make him cry, Souza.
Hey, what does it mean for you guys to come back after 4 years like this, and for him to conduct right into that spot and really have a redemption story there?
Benny Garard, Ricky's brother.
Just the 4.5 years, it's been fucking tough. Like, we've been in the darkness, man, and Rick's been labouring. He's poor as hell and sore back, lots of injuries, and just had to be there for him, be the big bro and keep him on track and get him away from his mates and wanted to go out partying, and I just kept believing in him. Yeah, we moved in together in October 2020, and he lived with us, me and my wife Lizzie, for 18 months. And then that was the second time I cried before he left to go to Dubai, because that was kind of like leaving the nest and got him back where he belongs.
Yeah. What will you guys do after this today?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen him much since he finished, but I think we'll go, hopefully not have too many beers, because you never know what happens when you have too many beers, but go and celebrate a little bit and try and soak it in. And I just hope he's happy. Like, that's the main thing. I know he won't be, but
Matt,
he won't be satisfied, but I just hope he's happy in his heart.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Matt, can you tell him the Sevan Podcast loves him? We always want Ricky on.
Did you hear that? He says the Sevan Podcast loves you guys, and you're always welcome
Sevan
on.
Podcast. Love you guys. I always listen to it. Actually,
Awesome. Love you
I've got
guys.
a long way to go back to Australia, so I'll catch up on what you've been doing.
Awesome. Hey, tell Benny we got to get him on when he gets home.
Bring it. I'm ready now.
He's got a lot to say.
Awesome. All right. Beautiful. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks, brother. Thank you.
See you guys.
Safe travels, guys.
Wow. Look at that guy. Even knows it's Benny. Benny Garard, Ricky Garard's older brother, former games athlete. I filmed with him doing the behind the scenes many a time. Good to see him. Should we go back to the leaderboard? Is that where we were? I'm surprised at how strong Koski looked. I can't figure this guy out. Is this guy strong or is he weak? What the fuck is going on? He looks strong as shit in that workout.
Yeah, he looked is interesting. He looked strong. He took 19th in that. It's better than the sandbag event. Top half of the field. I don't think I've ever thought of Koski as someone who's bottom half of the field in a strength event. But definitely not top 10. So I think he was right about where I thought he would be.
Mayhem Freedom just passed CrossFit Oslo. They're now 3 reps ahead. It looks like they only have 2 athletes left on the field. It looks like Nisler and Froning are done. And it's up to Samuel Cornway and Taylor Williamson. And it does look like they are going to beat CrossFit Oslo Navy Blue. Yep. Oh, no shit. Taylor's got another round. Crazy.
So if you look at events 2 and 3 on here for Koski, 31st and 30th, and those are what you would say for the most part are probably high power / strength output tests under a lot of fatigue. That's the shuttle, and then that's the shoulder to overhead. Both really, really low finishes. We already know he's crazy aerobic, and he's good at classic CrossFit. So if you scroll over and look at some of the other ones, the capital was long, but it was also dependent on a lot of heavy moving, pig flips, sandbag carry, Hwpo carry. And then he was 30th on the sandbag to shoulder. And then he actually did pretty well on the heavy yoke workout, which also included a barbell. So it is kind of an enigma, right? It's like up and down, up and down, up and down on the heavy workouts.
Yeah, it was a trip. I thought he was going to take dead last in that one. I thought he was going to hurt. Are you surprised that none of the men? Well, what do you think it says that all of the men made it off the rower, and one really seasoned veteran didn't make it off the rower, as in the women's Thurgadottir and the rookie Rebecca Fuselier, versus all the men made it off. Any thoughts?
I'd love to know how they landed on those times. I mean, clearly they were very doable, but I'd just be interested to know if they went back and forth on like 340 or 345 or 315 or 320, like how they landed on those numbers compared to the testing athletes.
You say they're very doable, but also, I mean, I don't think anyone can question, and I know she's got a little bit of an outlier quality to her, but she's a top 10 athlete, Arama O'Connell, and she was wounded.
Yeah, crazy capacity in general. She's usually just really, really good.
And yet the rower crushed her, right? I mean, she just sat on the rower for a second.
She's not the best rower.
No. But this is, I'm just trying to tie that thought to what JR said is, hey, how did they come up with that time? And JR also said it's very doable. And I'm wondering, was it really doable? Was it?
I think it was doable for most. For some, it was going to be a challenge. What I think they were going for with that was to eliminate anybody just sandbagging the final event, or treating the row as a quote unquote buy-in.
I wonder if they would have. I wonder how much faster they would have had to make it before they clipped a couple guys too. Do you think maybe that they should have made it faster so that it also clipped a couple guys?
335 would have been too aggressive. 340, I think, it would have had to have been an odd number, like 337 or 338, to have been better than what it was now. And I think that's just not worth making it a weird number.
Oh, what do you think, JR? Should they have clipped a couple guys?
I mean, hindsight looking back now, it makes it seem like the women's row pace was way too aggressive comparatively to the guys. But I think the goal of that was almost just a carryover from the last chance qualifier workout, where the 2K row was the tie break. And if you didn't row hard, you weren't going to have enough time to accumulate handstand walk reps. And this is the continuation of that mindset. I'm not going to let you pace. I'm going to take that away from you. I'm going to make you perform other movements when you are fatigued, even though you're not choosing to do it.
Alyssa Carr Ridow, thank you. You support us the whole week. Thank you. Super cool. Brendan Reed, Roman is the champ next year. Remember this. I will check in with you in 1 year's time. There's this thing that everyone does on all the threads I'm on. And it's just this thing about CrossFitters in general. Everyone wants to be like, I told you so. Don't forget, I told you so. This is the I told you so crowd. I told you so.
I'm the king of that.
I told you so, Brandon Waddell. I told you. I told you you'd call into the show.
I knew I was going to. I couldn't make it this entire week of the
told
games
you.
without calling in once.
I told you.
Listen, I have 3 quick points, very quick. Number one, great job, everybody on the cast, especially you, Sevan, just keeping everyone updated, providing a crazy amount of incredible insight to the games from coaching standpoint, programming standpoint, and athlete standpoint. So Taylor, JR, Sevan, Sousa, everybody, great job. Love you guys. Point number 2, there's a huge group of your followers, Sevan, myself, Bo, MLK, Elise, Heidi, Bruce Wayne, and even more, that every night after your podcast, we get on a Zoom and recap everything that you talked about and that we saw in the game. And we've created this network of people who love the games and who love your podcast, and we really appreciate that. So shout out to those guys and girls.
Wow.
That have been doing amazing on the back end for us. Yes, it's pretty awesome.
Wow. You ever see anyone doing something stupid on there, like eating donuts?
No, but we do get very nasty. But Dussy is the most calm thing we talk about.
Okay, but Dussy, yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Third point, last point. It was really impressive to watch Hiller and his interactions with the people who feel like that he shit on them. That he was very calm and very receptive to them. And it's like he negated their negativity. And it was extremely impressive. And so just shout out to that, because a lot of people would have just met that with more resistance and caused a big fight. Obviously, Hip and Steel is just a large douchebag and piece of shit for going after him. But kudos to Hiller. And those are my points. Love you guys and appreciate it.
Okay. Hip and Steel, you're just a man like the rest of us. You're just a man trying to survive in this world of hostility and high emotions. Same with that other buff dude from whatever, the swamp. Hey, I think anyway. I don't think that I think I know why older men are shredded, and it has nothing to do with their skin thinning. Roman is the champ next year. I don't think you can say that. I don't think you can say Roman's going to be the champ next year. JR?
I think you're basing that on the premise that Justin and Ricky and no one else gets better, which I think is really reckless to do. I think it can be assumed that Roman is going to improve, but until someone beats Justin, kind of what you said before this week started, until someone beats Justin, you don't think he is beatable.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Roman is a champ. Okay, I already did that. But nice. And I like your little Muppet guy, Beaker. He's my favorite one. More athletes builds the brand, but Taylor's correct. 1-on-1 or one coach with one male, one female training partner is best. Okay, what this guy is saying is bring in a lot of athletes and you can build your brand. A lot of good athletes work 1-on-1, and like no one knows who Adam Knifer is, and he's got the champ. But everyone knows who Ben Bergeron is because he had a big stable.
Correct.
Okay. Jeremy, Brooke working with Tia looks like it's been working.
But she's always going to play second fiddle to Tia. And if she's okay with that, then that's fine.
What if Tia retires?
I think now she no longer maybe plays second fiddle to Tia, but at this point, is she going to make up ground on girls like Mal and Emma, Laura?
Thanks, guys. Best content out there. I've always been in the notion that you can't the programming doesn't matter, like as long as it's good. This year, I'm wondering if the programming played a bigger role than it ever has in context to all the previous years of the CrossFit Games. Aren't you at least a little tripped out on the fact that Brent Fikowski and Pat Vellner did so poorly?
I think no. I think the field was deeper. They're a little bit older. Not that is. I'm not claiming that plays some monumental role, but the field is so deep with so many young people with so much hunger. They've been doing it for so long. I think if the programming affected this weekend in any way, it is that we perhaps see a bigger lead from Justin if the legless rope climbs are included, because I don't think he does as poorly or places as poorly in that event with the legless involved. He didn't place poorly in that event, but I think with the legless, he places better in that event.
Justin.
Yes.
JR, did the programming change so much that it was almost like we set some of the guys up for failure? The demand for adaptation was too high, and it became the adaptation games instead of the fittest on earth games?
I definitely understand that argument. I would not agree with it 100%.
Okay.
I think that to Taylor's point, not being able to see the athletes perform the seated legless rope climbs was a big disappointment, in that it was turned into a true grunt work capacity based workout. And we saw what kind of shook out on the leaderboard, especially on the women's side. And we know that that movement specifically is a movement where a lot of people can make up or lose ground. And it's a shame that we didn't get to see that. Laura's comeback was unbelievable, and Laura doesn't have a weakness of upper body pulling. So there's nothing to say that she wouldn't have got on the podium had that workout stood the way it was, or that she wouldn't have won it. However, we'll never know. And I think for the balance of the test as a whole, having another demanding strict upper body pull was unfortunate that we didn't get to have that involved in the test.
Are people going to say that? Are we going to hear that? That, hey, the reason why, like,
you can't say the reason. I mean, it's like saying that one play in football decided the game when there's, 100 plays. There were a lot of opportunities for a lot of athletes to do better than they did or to do worse than they did. And at the end of the day, all the athletes are taking the same test. It's not like some of them did the workout in rain and some of them didn't do the workout in rain. It was all a level playing field as far as the testing, as far as who did what when.
And here's the deal. The athletes,
very fair.
The athletes that win and the athletes that are always going to do the best are going to have the perspective that JR just illustrated. You have several opportunities across the weekend to do better and to clean up your mistakes. And the athletes that are never going to be the best or do the best are going to always look at the game's mistakes, the mistakes Boz made, the mistakes the event made, the programming, et cetera, et cetera. So there are going to be people that complain. Those people aren't winning.
Last time, love you guys. I am hot. Holy shit. Go Jason. Absolutely enjoyed your coverage. Was definitely the best top 5, maybe.
I am Hop.
Wait,
I am
what?
Hop. What do you do for money for a living? And would you like to sponsor the Sevan Show programming podcast for Taylor and I?
Shameless.
We
Only
are
at
looking for a
4 a.m.
sponsor.
Top 5, motherfucker. Keep your money. We're at the top. Send that back to him. Top 5. You bunch of badussies have made these games even more memorable. Thank you, Sevan and crew. Thank you, JR. Thank you, Taylor. Baz will run for brownies. Disgusting. Thank you. You don't need to lean quite so far back on your deadlifts. Just stand straight up. Chris McLaughlin, did someone say Roman got a 5-year visa to stay in the U.S.? If he did, who do you all think he should train under, and will it ever make him even better? Before you guys answer that, that's a great question. I do want to say that someone did respond in the YouTube comments, and that visa does make it so he can go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he is Russian, and I think that he will be required to go back to South Korea or wherever the fuck those regional semifinals, whatever they're going to call them. They could change that shit every year. Okay, who should he train with, JR? Why doesn't he move to the cheap-ass fucking towns that you hicks are from and train at CrossFit Crash?
There's actually a big Russian community in Spartanburg. It's weird.
There you go.
He does not need to leave his training under Nick Fowler until he's no longer improving or until Nick thinks there's nothing else he can offer him.
Is that where he is? He's under Nick Fowler at Nick Fowler's affiliate?
I think Nick Fowler, I'm almost positive, worked with Brent for a long time. Until Brent moved on. But yeah, I mean, he's a well-known coach in the space.
But what I was asking is that where Roman is with Nick Fowler?
So you mean on site? I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
Where is he based?
I thought he was right outside of Madison for the run up to the games for all 3 months. He was, because he spent a little time in Naples with Matt Torres, then he went up to Mayhem or vice versa. And then he ended up right outside of Wisconsin or right outside of Madison for the couple of months running up to the games. Yeah, he lived in Madison.
I'm assuming since he has a wife and kids, he's got to pick a spot.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would take him over at the Torres camp. Oh, let's listen to this. Let's listen to this. That's Justin Medeiros' dad.
Still in there.
Souza, can we get your audio, please? Matt Souza. It's probably so loud in there he can't hear us.
Yeah, he can't hear shit.
Matt Souza. Can we get your audio? So many crazy donations coming in. I'm trying to get through them. Your cool hat. Your coverage, conversations, interviews made this amazing weekend even better. You're all good dudes. Thank you. We're just trying.
The final MGW. Do you care about that? We'll have a show on it. We're gonna have a whole show on it, but I do want to give the final tally.
Okay, give it. Tell us what MGW is first.
Okay, well, I wrote it at WMG. M is monostructural movements, cyclical, repetitive, running, swimming, jumping rope, skier, rowing, biking, etc. W is weightlifting. Anytime you're moving an external load around your body. So whether it's a barbell, a sandbag, kettlebells, dumbbell, Hwpo bag, farmer's carry, yoke, etc. And then G is gymnastics. And that's just a body weight movement, air squat, burpee, pull up, handstand push up. Think the echo press workout, that wall facing handstand push up, the handstand walk, the pistol, stuff like that. So the weekend finished with 14 different weightlifting modalities or movements, some of them within the same event. The weekend finished with 8 different monostructural modalities, some of them, again, within the same event. And the weekend finished with, I count 11 gymnastic modalities. And I added one because I separated the parallel bar dip and the parallel bar traverse. I tallied them as 2 different movements with a 12 in parentheses because of the legless rope climb that they were supposed to have, but didn't.
How many did you say for weights?
14 weightlifting movements,
okay.
8 monostructural movements, 11, and in parentheses 12. There were supposed to be 12 gymnastic movements. I think this is it's impossible to look at this and say one mattered more than the other, because you also have to look at time under tension, volume, loading, things like that. I think some of the gymnastic workouts had a ton of volume as opposed to some of the weightlifting workouts. So at first glance, it looks balanced to me.
Yes, I want to just say this. I don't want to get into too much detail, but the new movements came in the gymnastics, all of them.
The sled.
Hey, that sled's not new. That sled doesn't get a new.
We've never done a kettlebell clean and jerk at the games.
Okay, but that's still standard CrossFit. I don't think that sled counts as a new implement. Do you?
No, but I do think the kettlebell clean and jerk is not a new movement, but new to the games movement.
Okay. Sorry, I'm multitasking. My wife is telling me that she just took the kids to the park. I apologize. Okay. So we are going to do a full show on that. It's called the MWG show or the WGM show or the GWM show or something like that. But it's going to be, we're going to talk about the programming. We're going to go into detail, and it will be myself, JR, and Taylor Self. And that is actually going to be fascinating. We're going to break down all the movements, all the workouts. We're going to show if it's balanced, if it's not, and maybe Taylor will come to a realization, be like, man, this is the worst program games ever, or he'll tell us it's the future, and JR will give him a medal for it. Alyssa Carr Ridow, $1.99. This is the guy, Mike Dudavor. He's an 11-year CrossFit affiliate owner. I guess Hiller accused him of juicing. He confronted Hiller. It was kind of a cool part of the show that happened earlier.
I like Hippensteel's confrontation way better.
Along with Boz, you got that guy was huge. I thought Hippensteel looked good. Along with Boz, you guys made this games one of the best. Your coverage of the athletes is the best out, and you're bringing the behind the scenes we have all missed. Thanks, guys. Eric Wise, thanks, Eric. We are not perfect, but we're just pushing through. Except for JR's in and outs, we would have been perfect. A super sticker, Gladys del Puerto. Gladys del Puerto. Brandon Reed, he's juicing. He got offended by you saying he was. Only people juicing get offended by this. If he wasn't, he would be complimented.
I wanted to. Oh, wow.
Stand by. Oh, wow. What a dick tease.
That's fucked.
What a tease. Oh, CEO shirt. Going. Wow. My goodness.
I wanted to bring this up and be like, man, people only get offended when it strikes close to home. Because I know when I get offended, I'm like, fuck, that hurt. It's kind of true. But who am I to say?
It is weird that he didn't lean into it more. Like just like I would clip, if someone accused me of juicing, I'd clip it and put it on my Instagram. Exactly. But here's maybe why, because he's a competitor and he doesn't want that reputation as a competitor. Maybe I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I am hot. Probably not natty.
Well,
that's the thing with all the old dudes. Any old dude that you see as definition, besides JR, he's not quite old yet. Yeah, he's juicing. PMI Premium Services. Did Hiller get punked? No, I don't think so. I think Hiller's was very mature. I don't know what that means.
I can't believe Noble made him turn his fucking shirt inside.
About what? What about?
I didn't even know Hiller's listening. Fernando. God, I started following Fernando on Instagram, by the way.
Bad move.
It just fucking makes me want shit that I don't want to want. I think cruises are the dumbest fucking thing ever. And he just, in his post today, he shows like a VIP suite on a cruise ship where he's staying for like 2 weeks. I would definitely go on a cruise if I had a room like that.
Free gold and hookers.
I didn't see any hookers in gold, but there was a balcony and it was awesome. Did Hiller get punked? Hiller, did you get punked? Well, first, before you weigh in, Hiller, I want to get JR's opinion. JR, do you think Hiller got punked?
No, not at all.
He did say he did make Hiller say sorry. Say sorry, Andrew.
Say you're sorry.
Can you tell me what I got punked about?
Dudavoire.
Oh, I said I was sorry. But
hey, Froning's dad punked you when he gave you a wet willy.
No, Hiller, he was just asking if people thought you got punked in terms of was the guy full of shit or did he actually not take him?
Well, if he gives me a handful of evidence where he can prove his case, then sure, I'll make a video showing that I think he's natural, but it's going to take quite a bit of evidence. I mean, like I said, I can say that you're not natural, and I'm not trying to be dick. If anything, you should take it as a compliment, right? Exactly. And I think I heard you guys saying that right there. I don't know many people who would get insulted by that unless there's some reason to be insulted. So, I mean, I hope him to reach out to me. Maybe he will, but he might not. We'll see.
Hey, do you think JR's natural, Hiller? Be honest.
Who?
JR. Look at how big his fucking forehead is, dude.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'm not trying to be a dick with everything I just said, but yeah, I do think that JR's natural.
He thinks you're a pussy.
Dude,
he fucked you up, JR.
I look nothing like that, dude. That dude's extremely impressive.
JR's ripped, but to be fair, we were supposed to do a meat and fruit diet, and he did it, and I didn't.
Hey, Hiller, we dunked all over JR right there. I threw up the alley-oop and you slammed it home. I appreciate it. Good job.
Live on the Sevan Podcast. Yeah. Guys, this is Alex Smith. How you doing, man?
No
Dude, you're even
shit,
better
Alex
looking in
Smith.
person. I always look at my that dude is so, and you know what? Alexis always says so too. He's like one of the best. I'm like, how you better not. Like, you don't stop saying other dudes look better than me. How you doing this weekend? I know. I see you're very happy. Yeah.
Ask him if that's a no rep shirt.
Consideration of the demo team.
Yeah, so I tested the workouts about 3 weeks ago with
Yeah. Well, no surprise because they're all like weird and gymnastics-y and whatnot. That's kind of your thing.
It's cool. I've always thought CrossFit was going to go in that direction, like more skills, more gymnastics, and so it's cool to see CrossFit's kind of taking over that.
Yeah. You know what? I always had people in mind, and now that I see you, I go, Alec would have really loved this weekend. And the event in particular, I mean, maybe the double under one or any of those other ones. You tested them all.
We did. We tested that one.
So you got time, so can you stack them up against the athletes?
Yeah.
Now that the weekend's over, the demo people can speak a bit about that. How would you have done?
So a lot of them were tweaked a little bit, so like can't really compare times because none of them were like exactly.
Can you tell us how they were tweaked?
Which events?
Whichever ones stick out at you. Like big differences. Like we know about the rope out there.
Yeah.
But was like the pegboard event tweaked at all, or?
There were just like reps and stuff that were tweaked. I think like.
Did you do the sandbag one?
Yes.
Was that tweaked?
I hit what did I hit 280 and then like I don't even know how to go next because I just didn't want to hurt myself.
Yeah.
That was not tweaked. No, that's just max sandbag.
Guys, do you know of any of the events that would be cool to ask Alec about right now? You guys on the back end?
Did he test alpaca with the
I want to know who.
Did he
I want to know
test
who's fitter,
alpaca
him or
with
Ben.
Who's fitter, you or Ben?
Overall, probably Ben.
If you guys were to compete in this game, you're in the best shape ever, and you tested the workout. So what do you think? It would have been close. That would have been sick. Well, that's because you guys are true CrossFitters, right? And everybody who says anything else is full of shit.
We do a lot of skill work and a lot of like higher gymnastics volume and stuff that was tested this weekend. So I like that stuff.
Cool. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for chatting.
That's cool. Good job, Hiller. Good score. I gotta get that dude on the podcast. I've never
Thanks,
talked
guys.
to him. I haven't talked to him in fucking 10 years, I think. He was like a little kid when I talked to him at the games. Jeremy Garcia, we saw you at the games. Looking good, buddy. Tan and ripped. Nick, always sprint to the finish line. Matthew stole my heart. GW 1516 backfield to 2 event wins. He stole my heart too, man. What a stud, right? Little guy too, right?
Maybe
yeah,
shorter,
Sevan.
but I mean, he's super powerful, dude. I mean, seeing him with the sandbag to me was almost as impressive as Dahlstrom was with hers.
Yeah, I agree. Super powerful. Okay, Imanjit Daliwal. Imanjit Daliwal. 279. Thank you, Imanit Daliwal. Thank you very much. Buy some fucking chicken masala with that. Oh my goodness.
Racist.
Yes, definitely. Last time, love you guys. Go, Jason. Absolutely enjoyed it. Your coverage was definitely the best. We already beat you up for that top 5. I sent your money back to already. Oh, California hormones. Can never get enough California hormones. CAHormones.com. Go to the website. Get your complimentary doctor's visit. They'll check you out, tell you if you're fucking good to go like me, or if you need to get juiced up a little bit with some TRT. She keeps telling me like, hey, why don't you get tested? I'm like, nah, I'm scared. They're going to tell me I'm like 6. But I have to tell you that every single person I've talked to, and now it's getting to be a lot, has told me they fucking love it. So, and one guy said it's completely changed his life. I don't even know if I should say this, but someone told me that they'd been suicidal for the last 3 years. And as soon as they started this, those fucking thoughts went away. That's pretty crazy. So free blood work if you live in California, free doctor's consultation. And if you live outside of California, have your insurance pay for your blood work. And then go to CAHormones.com, use Sevan password, get your doctor's consultation. I wonder who this is. This guy gives a lot of money. Or this girl. Is that a girl's name? Luis Lemos?
Luis Lemos calling the show.
Yeah. Thank you. Crazy nice. You don't even say anything. You don't even have a question for JR. JR, take his shirt off for that much. Fantastic coverage. Thank you for all the insights and interviews.
How do you pronounce his last name?
Dan Torkhagen. Torkhagen, the old Torkenhagen. Oh my goodness. Dan knows how to fight. Dan, you got fucking, I'd have had a blast with you in elementary school. For the WMG podcast, our first sponsor, Matt Reynolds. Peyton Jameson. Thank you very much, Peyton. Mike Sauce is on the sauce. Does anyone miss Dave's programming? Okay, that's a good question. JR, did you miss David's programming in this year's games?
I think it's hard not to wait on workouts to come out and anticipate what movements might come, because all we've ever had is 15 years of Dave's programming. So in 5 years, will we be saying, I wonder if the P bars will come back out this year? Or I wonder if Boz will bring back the blah, blah, blah. Like, I think it's hard not to have a little bit of nostalgia toward what Dave's given us, because he was the artist behind the canvas for so long. But I think in the moment, I wasn't yearning for Dave's workouts. I was just yearning for the next workout to come out.
Fair. I think it's a fabulous assessment. Taylor, Miss Dave?
Looking back at the weekend, there were some workouts in years past that Dave came up with that I really enjoyed. That maybe I would have liked to have seen a little more of this year. I think, to my memory, 3 events stick out. Amanda 45, heavy 17.5, and 2-2-2-3 intervals, all workouts from 2017. And before, for whatever reason, those were 3 of my most favorite workouts. And there just wasn't much like that. I guess you could say Elizabeth elevated, but maybe the layout wasn't as appealing as 10 rigs with 10 different sets of rings, or however many is in Amanda 45, 7 sets, 7 rigs, 7 bars, 10 barbells for Amanda 45. Watching the athletes march down the floor with the overhead squat and squat, throw it down, walk back to the ropes, some things like that, which, again, this is Boz's first year, and it was an incredible first year. So you can only expect him to get much, much better.
Oh, where was the obstacle course? Why did I think there was going to be an obstacle course?
They had one. Someone sent us a schedule that had obstacle course titled on one of the blocks.
Yeah, I think Will actually pointed out that when you opened up that picture, that was actually just a picture of a calendar from the year they had the O course. So it made it, because the dates were off. It was like the end of July, and we didn't notice that until we pulled it all up.
We have a winner for the sorry, JR. I looked at my text. We have a winner for the Echo Bike. So what you're saying is we saw something wrong that was old.
Yeah, it was just an old picture.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a winner for the we've had a winner for the team. Yes, it's Mayhem, but we have a winner for the Echo Bike that Paper Street Coffee was kind enough. PAPERST coffee.com. Paperstcoffee.com. Use code Sevan, get 10% off. And Gabe bought an Echo Bike to give away to someone who was at the event today, who wore, or any day, we accepted cheaters, any day with a Sevan Podcast shirt, took a picture of themselves and posted it. I think Caleb's going to pull up their post now, or at least their Instagram. We don't know her first name. Her last name is Santiago. Santiago 1975. That would mean she's 47 years old. Here she is. That's her post. There she is. That girl's not 47. We're live and the lake water is good. Thanks, Matthew Souza and Hiller Fit, for having a board meeting. Most importantly, thanks to the Real Sevan Podcast for sticking to it. No quitting at 500. You have a great team with amazing sponsors. Paper Street Coffee is fabulous, and California Hormones. So happy we could be a part of this. You won the Echo Bike. And maybe best looking woman who listens to the Sevan Podcast. But there's only 6 of you, so don't worry. Don't get all excited and shit. Don't get all excited. So we have a winner there. Thank you. Gabe, thank you so much. Thanks for the booth. Thanks for everything. Hey, did you ever get any coffee, JR, from Paper Street?
No, I didn't. But
No.
Gabe's gonna be here, I think, to set up a vendor spot for Crash Crucible at the end of September. He's coming to the event, which is awesome.
So you had to pay for your headset twice, a computer. You've received no shirts and no coffee.
All facts.
This is what a fucking horrible gig. I'm gonna put that here on my list of things to do. Take care of JR. Do something nice for JR. I'm gonna get you one of those
Oh wow!
Oh
Wow.
shit!
So long, partner.
Oh damn! Wow, so long, partner. Oh my goodness. So I'm assuming, Caleb, did you pull that up or did Will? Is he proposing to his chick? Is that what's going on here?
He just proposed to his girlfriend. Yeah.
Wow. And the first words from the Sevan podcast are from the wise man himself, J.R. Howell. So long, partner. Oh my goodness. Okay. Congratulations, I think. Does anyone miss Dave's program? Okay, we talked about that.
I have one more comment about that and a question
Please.
for you
Yep,
and JR
please.
both. I'm wondering if Dave or Boz go back after the year's games and watch the coverage or the documentary in hopes of improving for next year, because it's what the layout may look like in the Coliseum is so different than how it's covered to the millions of people who watch it on YouTube, which at the end of the day are potentially more important than the people watching inside the Coliseum. The Coliseum for sure is important. You have to please the fans that are there. But the millions of viewers that are watching at home, it seems like we've been getting the short end of the stick the last few years.
Contract runs out at the end of 2023, correct?
What contract? Madison's?
In
Madison.
I think it's 2023. So possibly only going to be at that venue for one more year.
Well, my question stands. Do you think that they go back and review footage like that?
I think they have to.
Sevan, you probably know the answer.
If they go back and what's the specific question? If they go back and look at the games and be like, hey, did this present well? Is this what's best for the sport in terms of marketing and what will make people think? If they do that,
do they watch the coverage? Who? Dave or Boz? Do they go back and watch the broadcast?
Yeah. For sure Dave did. And Dave never goes back and watches anything, and for sure Dave did. But I don't know how to say this, because I honestly don't know what's going on there and at what they're actually going for, like what the bosses are telling them. But Dave and Boz, they're going to choose places that they think that can do the test the best. And yes, they're going to want it to look good, but they're not going to want it to look good to sell shit, or they're going to want it to look good for the sake of what Glassman instilled in us, that even the workouts should look pretty on paper, just the way they're written. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
The whole thing is
it should make you want to do it.
Yeah, but not
I'd love to know too how many of those things that at this point we could probably say are controversial, to testing fitness or testing a certain skill that's not really limited by fitness. I would love to know how many of those ideas were ideas that Dave and or Boz both had over the years that Boz chose to showcase this year. Like, did Dave always want to use the parallel bars? Did Dave always want to do the wall facing handstand push-up? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or were those all just Boz?
Do you think the sandbag was Dave's idea, or their idea together, and that they played around with it up to this point? Or do you think that's new?
I think that everything that we saw this year is Boz's idea. How much it was influenced by working with Dave, I have no idea. 80%, 90%, 100%, 4%. I honestly don't know. I can tell you that he's definitely influenced. You can't not be influenced by Dave. He has so many good non-traits, like things that he doesn't do that other people do, that I can tell that people who hang around him start picking up, like nonverbal type of communication, type of kind of presence things. Boz is definitely a different person. The interviews I've been doing with him at night, he's definitely a different person than he was when I used to hang out with him. Like he's way more refined. He's gone to another level. Right. You know what I mean? If he was painting with only chalk, now he's fucking an oil paint artist. I mean, something has happened to him. He stepped up his game. So, but their real thing is they would never do something just for the sake of the TV. I know I'm it's a little ambiguous for your question, or I don't think they would choose. Someone at HQ might choose Paris because they want to be inclusive. Boz and Dave would never fucking do that. They would do it because they want to try a new medium. Dave just thought of, and I bet you Boz thinks of this too, is the different venues is just different places to express fitness. They're just excited by what it does. It's like painting on a wall versus painting on a canvas in your living room. They're just excited for the opportunity to program there. I bet you that's what it's mostly is. Yeah. But that being said, they're not going to do something completely unwatchable. Well, I feel like they've done that before. They've done some unwatchable shit. That fucking rowing marathon's pretty unwatchable.
Yeah.
So,
and a few of the events this year were hard to follow on screen. And so that's why I'm just wondering, do you go back, watch that, and think of ways to improve that for the viewership? Because there's a way to...
Well, technology's got to catch up. The pool event, I think, for anyone who's a non-CrossFitter was a fucking disaster. I would love to talk to someone and see what they think. I mean, I loved it, but I knew what was going on.
Same with the shuttle to overhead. The counting, scoring, and that one was off.
Yeah, all fucked up. But great for those of us who knew. Fucking amazing. Dan Guerrero, is anyone here official media, or is there too many views? We're definitely not official media. I never want to be official media. Don't ever call me a journalist. I graduated. I'm above. I transcended. Wad Zombie, $10. As always, amazing work, fellas. Looking forward to your next competition. You guys get your Wad Zombie cards. Jason Hopper took 7th at the games this year. And by the way, eventually these cards will go away and there'll be new ones and you won't be able to get these. So there'll be a Jason Hopper 2, a Danielle Brandon 2, a Colton Mertens 2, and a Pat Vellner. I did not put them in these plastic cases. They come like this. They are dope. JR, have you gotten any of these? He didn't send you any? Damn it. Santa hates JR. He dunked on Santa. I am dark side. I am dark side. 666. Well, shit. Thanks, Sevan and team. Your podcast made this one of the
coincidence.
all-time
I think not.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness.
Say hey, you're live on the Sevan Podcast. You're live on the Sevan Podcast.
It's a nice shirt.
Sevan Podcast. Yeah, it's a nice shirt. Oh. Oh my God.
Wow, I think she doesn't like Danielle Brandon.
She wants to know why she was blocked by Danielle Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh, you were blocked by her?
Well, not on accident. She got hacked. And when people shit get hacked, I blocked their page. And I think when she found you, she went to go creep on me and realized that I blocked her. And this is all in theory. So she might have seen that I blocked her, but
I sent a video, guys. Danielle Brandon blocks Hiller's fiance.
I didn't have enough time to unblock her. I didn't know her shit was unhacked.
This happened during the entire Mercedes for free thing.
Yes. I don't want to get hacked, so I always block people that get hacked. Whatever.
Everyone's listening to you. This is good stuff. Thanks, Alexis.
I don't even know how. I wouldn't even know how I would know if someone blocked me.
Sevan doesn't even know how to know. How do you know that she blocked you? Oh, so they were talking about something that she had posted, and she went to go look, and she couldn't find it.
I went through my account one time and unfollowed everyone I follow, and all these people got mad at me. I'm like, dude, I even unfollowed my mom. Like, what are you talking about? And how did you know I unfollowed you? I unfollowed 1,000 people.
Usually, so you guys were talking about something on the live show, and she goes, I didn't see that. I want to see. And then she went to go see if she could bring up whatever the post was, and she couldn't find Danielle Brandon. That's usually the easiest way, or just in tagged posts. Like you'll see somebody on a Bergeron post, and you can't find Katrin. It's like, oh, Katrin blocked me.
How did Brian get in trouble last year?
We'll find out in 1 second. What size shirt is that, Hiller, that she's wearing?
Shirt is that, Alexis? It's a large.
Okay.
She likes really big T-shirts. The bigger, the better.
Okay.
That's why she likes me
Teddy,
so much.
Teddy Williams, throwback to a year ago and Brian getting in trouble, then y'all turning lemons into live CrossFit footage. Sevan Podcast does that. We all love. Feel we've come a long way since the days of Brian's phone overheating. Damn, Teddy. You, by the way, Teddy is Colton Mertens' media guy, director of media for the Colton Mertens empire. He does all the videos, Instagram, all that shit. I think for Colton, it's pretty dope. For those of you who don't know, last year, Brian was working for the CrossFit Games. He, in between one of the jobs he was doing for them, he was on the field on the side watching the Masters, and he goes, oh, shit, there's James Hobart. And at that time, James Hobart was a regular on the show, and he turned his phone and pointed it to where James Hobart was competing as a master. And James Hobart was like this big on the screen, like that big. You couldn't even see it was James Hobart. I think he was running next to Adrian Conway, and you couldn't even tell who the white guy was or who the black guy was. It was a complete, like, you didn't know. Oh shit, is that the Noble crew he's talking to? No. And so they ended up firing him for that. CrossFit called him up and they're like, hey, you were in the media pit and you did a live stream, you're fired. He ended up doing all the work for them anyway that week, but they fucking fired him.
CrossFit fired Brian?
Yeah, and just so you know, I had a shitload of I tried to call Dave. I'm friends with Dave and be like, hey, please don't get my friend fired. And he's like, no, rules are rules. He's in the fucking pit. He pointed the camera the wrong direction for 1.2 seconds. He's fired.
Everyone's saying, hey, Sevan. What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? What's up? Stay swole. So that's what happened. And basically, what you guys are seeing, I've never seen anyone do this. We're using StreamYard, and then we're fucking just having people on cell phones wander around like Matt Souza right now watching the award ceremony, and we're fucking killing it. This is revolutionary. And this is like with no budget and with no legal access. Imagine if we had 10 people and we had access and we had a little bit of finance and a little bit of support. I mean, we could take over any sport basically. It would be fucking easy. And we are doing that here. And someone who works at CrossFit Inc. No, sorry. It's not going to be someone who works there. Someone who owns CrossFit Inc. better fucking figure it out, because we're coming like a fucking freight train and you can't stop it. You can only embrace it. Do you guys see anyone leaving their current camp after their performance at the games? JR. Wait, where the fuck's JR?
I think it's connection.
He said he had to go.
Oh, okay.
He said love you though. So
he did?
Yeah, in the chat.
Oh, that's cool.
Private
chat.
I wonder
Love
what
you.
Daniel Brandon chooses to do.
Say that again.
I said I wonder what Daniel Brandon chooses to do after this finish.
Who she chooses to do?
What she chooses to do.
Oh, I'm more interested in who she chooses to do.
I'm not interested in that.
I am. Anyone else? Samuel Quant going to HWPO officially. Amanda Barnhart, does she stay with Ben Bergeron? Does Justin Medeiros stay with Adam Neefer? Where does Ellie McDoodle, Ellie Turner go?
I've got an interesting comment here.
Does Laura Horvat stay at CrossFit Krypton? Go ahead, Taylor. I tried. You gave me money, and I tried to keep Taylor on, but he's like, "Fuck that! I ain't seen none of that money. I'll answer what I want to answer."
Nothing against her, but I wonder. This actually is like a genuine question. I wonder if judges do that if they see an athlete that complains a lot or causes issue with some judges, like per se Lazar Dukic. I know last year he had the issue on the pegboard workout with double unders.
Yeah.
This year he had another issue.
Yeah.
On
Lazar.
the handstand workout. I wonder if judges see that and are like, fuck, I got to judge this guy again. Or, oh, fuck, I got Lazar. Oh, fuck, I got Danielle. Do you think they do that?
Sure. Yes. But they're too naive, I think. I think the judges are like, yeah, I got Danielle. They're excited. And then they get burnt. Maybe they get burned. And then they I think they love it. I think they love it. No, I don't think they do that. I think they're happy to get even the bad athletes, the bad boys. Sorry, Lazar, not that you're a bad boy. Cameron, you guys killed it this year. Great work. Thank you. Thank you, Cameron. So interesting. You took the time to put in a picture, but it's but it's just a chalkboard. Wad Zombie, I asked that on the podcast with Bod last night. Pretty sure strongman stuff was always on the horizon with Dave. Oh, yeah, Miss Pugface, 1999. Everyone took the time and worked so hard. Thank you. Jay Ristenbach. Thank you, Jay Riston. You can change your name if you want. Man, Hiller's really camped out with the did Foulier win the Spirit of the Games? Your girl
No way.
Nicole is talking. Okay, let's listen. Can we hear Nicole talk?
It's on the stream. That's where I'm not gonna put it up there.
Oh, okay.
You can go look at it on
Ethan
the
Helbig.
CrossFit Games YouTube.
You're live on the Sevan Podcast.
I can't hear anything they're saying.
You had one thing you wanted to say. You want to say it?
Yeah,
Ethan Helbig, CrossFit Games athlete.
So Sevan, apparently, if it was raining titties, I would catch a dick. Is that
I think it's I'm so unlucky.
Oh my god.
Thanks, Ethan. Thank you. Well, it was 2018, right? 2018. No, nice. I am an almanac. I try to be an almanac. And then what was the event that you... Wait a minute. Were you the one who smashed the 100 calories on the assault bike in a minute? Yes. Tell me about that. Come on. You got to tell me. I made a video on this the other day.
I know. I left a comment. You never responded.
Motherfucker. This is good. All right. What about it?
Okay, so we were at a competition in South Carolina, and it was essentially 2 minutes, partner 1, partner 2, max calories. And we were probably like the 20th team in line. So that assault bike was just getting abused for like an hour. And guys were probably putting up like 30 or 40 calories. And somebody had a $1,000 bet that I couldn't do 100 calories in under a minute. So I hopped on, and I was at 68 calories at 28 seconds in. Took a break.
I saw that.
And then I hammered it again. So I held 118 RPMs for 30 seconds.
Hey, let me see this guy's body. Back away from him a little bit.
Sevan goes, he needs to see your body.
Tell him to turn. Holy shit! Look at his ass.
So in that video, I weighed 232, and I back squatted 500. So I've dropped weight since then, and my squat's down. But in that video, which was 2017 or 18,
it was right before the games.
Right before the games, I weighed 232, and I was squatting 500 before my knee injury. And
Look at Taylor wants to call bullshit so bad, but he can't.
Stupid stuff on the rower. Like I could do sub 130 repeats for 20 sets. I could do my coach would always have me do 20 calories in the assault bike EMOM style, and I did 27 minutes EMOM style 20 calories.
Taylor, what do you got? Taylor's just sitting there menacingly.
This guy's a beast.
That's all those freaky stats were quite impressive. I got nothing to say about those.
Hey,
stats.
tell him. How much does he weigh now?
How much do you weigh now?
225 or 6 right now.
It's all on your legs or what?
Yeah, I'm
power the shit out of that assault bike. You did preface all that with it was abuse and abuse for a little bit. Did that play into the 100 calories maybe? 68 in 26 seconds.
Yeah, you mentioned the fans. I mean, I never inspected the assault bike, but the chain was still tight whenever I hopped. It was a brand new assault bike for that event. So, I mean, I think maybe 40 people rode it the whole day, but like we were at the back of the men's pack. So, like I said, I had no warm up. I hopped on the bike and just full send.
Dude, I'm not kidding. That's been sitting in the back of my head for 4 years.
Hey, Hiller, did he said he was using at the time?
Sevan asked, he goes, I think Sevan heard you say that you were using at the time. And I think you need to clarify that you were not.
No, I thought he said he used and abused.
I was using a ton of carbs.
Okay, so Sevan, here's the clarification, right? He was using a bunch of carbs.
What did I say I was using?
Used and abused was the misconstrued term right there. The bike was used and abused. He was not using.
Hey, tell him he should lose 70 pounds and get on EPO and join the Tour de France.
You should lose 70 pounds, get on EPO, and join the Tour de France. Thanks, Ethan.
Or stay at my same body weight and do it anyways.
Ooh,
awesome.
Even more impressive. Thanks, Ethan.
Thank you.
2018 CrossFit Games athlete, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
And victory grips.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. No shit. Hey.
Oh, wow. Noah Olsen, Spirit of the Games?
Wow.
The trophy is a massive dildo.
I love that. I love that for him.
Wow.
Do you think he loves it? I fucking think that's perfect.
I think he does love it.
Yeah, he's such a good dude. He's such
He
a
is
nice
a good
guy.
dude. Is that a tube of lipstick? I just feel like the spirit of the game is a word I have just no respect for anymore. But I do really like Noah. He's dope. He's a
Is
good
that
dude.
thing gonna get covered in badussy later?
Disgusting. Disgusting. Chris Carter, this is not a place for that kind of talk. Oh my goodness. It's a dog penis. Oh my goodness.
Shit.
Hey, listen, Colin. That no one thought that looked like a butt plug.
It's a dog penis.
But on that note, Noah loves it.
Uh,
Oh, can it be switched on? Poor Sager.
Poor Sager.
Okay. Shall we look at we looked at the men. Should we look at the women for a second?
Pull them up.
I feel like we should. I think we should at least give Laura Horvat some love. Pretty
Wow,
incredible.
what a fucking comeback for her.
Yeah.
Holy shit. On the final day of competition.
Where was she?
Wow.
Can you close that so we can see who's below her to the people who she had to smoke?
Just
Man, she fucking booted Miss Brandon off the
just
podium.
go back to click the back arrow for us and go back to Saturday. So she takes Laura, scroll up a little more. What was that second place event in? All the way to the right, the Capitol. Scroll over. Up and over. How did she do? Not so hot. Not terrible.
12th,
So really-
39th, 3rd, 9th, 3rd, and 1st.
So really starting with rinse and repeat, 3rd, 9th, 3rd, 1st, and then you go over again.
She may have been like in 17th place after the hat trick. Do you know that?
She got a first at Alpaca this morning, another first on the back 9, and then a 4th in the final.
Crazy.
She had to have it, and she got it. That's nuts. Gosh, she just gets better at handstand push-ups and pressing, and she's beating Mal.
Laura Horvat is 55 plus 19 is 65, 74, 74 points behind Mal O'Brien. She needed to it's significant. It's significant. And Mal O'Brien is 113 points behind Tia Toomey. And then Danielle Brandon's about 54 points behind Laura Horvat. Okay, so there's significant spread between all of them. All of them landed where they're supposed to. Danielle is clearly in 4th, Laura in 3rd, Mal in 2nd, and Tia in 1st. Someone was saying this was Brooke Wells' best CrossFit Games finish ever. Is that true?
I don't know. I can't speak to that.
Emma Lawson, impressive. She's top 10, right? I mean, look at Dallin Pepper, a stud, and he didn't make top 10. Emma Lawson, first year, 17 years old at the CrossFit Games. She could have competed in the little kitty division, but she didn't. Any thought, was that a mistake or she chose the right way, Taylor?
What a mistake?
To play with the big girls instead of stay in the kitty division.
No, it's definitely not. Are you kidding me? 6th fittest on earth as a 17-year-old.
Insane, right?
Yeah, that's not a mistake.
And look at the people she's on either side of her. So she's Danielle Brandon, Brooke Wells on top of her, and underneath her, she has Cara Saunders, the biggest threat ever to Tia Toomey, Gabriella Magawa, many think that she's the future of the sport, and Haley Adams from the Mayhem Empire, who no one would ever question her capabilities.
The list goes on. You just keep scrolling. The list goes on.
Alexis Raptis,
Ariel Lowen,
Emma McQuaid. Hey, I give her. I think after Emma Lawson, I was almost most impressed with Emma McQuaid. She's a savage. She finished that heavy workout, I think. Will you see? Go to that.
The bag.
This scoot over. No, not the bag. The whatever the one they did today. That heavy one. I think she finished that. Emma McQuaid. What was the back? Was it called the back 9? Yeah, the back 9. Emma. Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
She took 10th in that. And you know what else is nuts? I think Sam Briggs is her coach. Sam wouldn't have finished that workout.
No.
She wouldn't have deadlifted, right? She probably wouldn't have squat cleaned or deadlifted.
Not this year.
Yeah.
Maybe at her best. But even then, a stretch.
Amazing. Christy Arama O'Connell. The leaderboard really moved around a lot.
A bit of shuffling.
Anyone who thought, there was someone in the comments earlier today was saying that it was silly to think that Tia was ever shit in the bed. I don't think anyone ever thought that. I think we were just hopeful that there would be some competition. And I think with all things considered, Mal did a pretty good job of hanging with Tia all week. Mal is consistent.
Yeah, that huge weekend for her. I mean, we're talking about everybody else but Mal. Incredible. It's her second year, second place, and within spitting distance of Tia. You know, it's 100 points, so that's significant, but gosh, she's so young, and Tia is so good. To stay within, you know?
Yeah, sorry. That's Hiller's inside the affiliate place. That's Elijah Muhammad, and that's I don't know if that guy still owns Brick, but he used to own Brick CrossFit in LA.
Yeah, that's JP.
I think the first video my wife ever made for CrossFit Inc. was about Elijah Muhammad. Jason Ackerman. Oh, looks like they're pulling.
Hey, Sevan, what you doing, man?
What's up, dude?
It's easy.
Just
It's
being a
easy.
voyeur. Just creeping.
He heard you said he's just creeping. Being a voyeur, you said? What's a voyeur?
A
Here, I'll
voyeur.
put this in here. There you go, right here. Throw that in.
You're being a voyeur. I don't know that word either.
I'm just beginning. It's like a peeping Tom. I'm a peeping Tom.
Why aren't you here?
Cause like someone's got to work. I'm man in the ship. I'm man in the ship. How are you? What did you guys do there? Did you work that affiliate?
I had my Lift Heavy Often booth here for my Lift Heavy Often weightlifting seminars and online platforms and apparel and stuff, and then was with the nonprofit. Had the booth here for the nonprofit.
Awesome! Congratulations!
Yeah.
Fuck, you're
Thanks,
staying busy.
thanks.
And then
Thanks,
what are
man.
you doing in the what are you doing inside the affiliate area?
I taught a class in here with Kevin Ogar, and then was just coming back in here to chat and stuff like that.
Awesome.
I'm an affiliate, bro.
I know, but I thought maybe you were like doing some business there. I know you're an affiliate. I know you're an affiliate.
All right, man. I'll see you later, bro.
Yeah, good seeing you. Good seeing you.
Let's go Hiller for that.
They're
Nice to meet you guys.
they're dismantling that place now, Hiller.
Yeah, they're kind of dismantling everything. I mean, I just walked around Benner Village. You saw everything's coming down. You guys are taking everything down here, right?
I guess they're
Just moving stuff out. Yeah, Sevan.
God, that award ceremony. You know, I think in the I don't know, 15 years I attended the CrossFit Games, 14 years I never I think maybe the award ceremony I went to like 3 times.
Wow.
That thing is getting drug out.
Yeah, fuck that.
I remember one year Dave went up there. It was when it was in Aromas. He goes, you won a lifetime supply of Panda Express, and here's your Indo board, and then handed like OPT or someone like $500. And like that was it. Oh, these are the checks. Oh, those are Hiller's Noble buddies. Let me see that. Let me see that. I think that's Todd in the middle. I think Todd and that guy on the right, and I don't know who those guys are, but I think those guys might own Noble or all work at Noble. And those are the guys that made it so Hiller, you couldn't wear a no rep shirt if you were in the media pit. And they tried some other shit too. I hope I can start talking about that.
Who the fuck do they think they are doing that?
Well, they're the title sponsor. They're entitled. Look, they gave $620,000 just to Tia and Matt. No, Tia and Justin. Oh,
I just hate censorship. So cringy.
Is Rogue giving away $400,000 per winner? No. I don't think that's right.
Rogue gave, I think it was just over $200,000.
Yeah, those guys, they're giving away a lot of money.
A fuckload.
Yeah, I mean, Noble is giving a ton of money.
And crypto, the old Dogecoin.
Oh, are they? Is Noble giving?
Rogue.
Rogue was,
Bitcoin
yeah.
at the Rogue Invitational.
Yeah.
Some Bitcoin.
If they're giving $310,000 to Justin and $310,000 to Tia, I think it's kind of the checks are cheesy. It's a little fucking 1997, but but they get that, and I'm sure they're giving out another $500,000 for the 75 masters classes, adaptive classes, teens classes.
They're just paying their own athletes.
Well, that too. Hey, did you see that person who won 1.2 billion in the lotto?
No way.
Last week, yeah, but they only, after taxes, they only got 480 million.
What?
Yes.
So they lost over half of it, over 60% to taxes?
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
There was a layout of how it goes out. Well, if the thing is, you don't lose more than half of taxes. They won like 1.3 billion, and then if you take a one-time payout, you have to give up like 300 million, and then from there you had to pay the taxes on that original 1.4 million you won. It's a mess. But anyway, the government makes out like a bandit. They sell you these tickets. I don't want to get into it.
Wait, so if you take all the money at once, they take a fat fucking chunk?
Yeah, because that payment is over 20 years. But either way, it's our government, it's our people that we're giving money to buy tickets. It should be tax free. It should be tax free.
Have you ever heard of a castrato? A castrato?
No, what is that?
Castrato? I was listening to this Rogan podcast on the way home earlier today, and they were talking about how Michael Jackson, his family doctor, was imprisoned and claimed that when he was sedated, they chemically castrated him to keep his voice in falsetto.
Oh, shit.
For his entire life. Yeah. And so Joe Rogan goes and plays this video of the only existing castrato singer on tape of early 20th century. And it's this Italian guy, and castratos are children that are castrated before they hit puberty to retain the falsetto singing ability.
And did it sound like Michael?
Dude, it sounded fucked up. It's like haunting. It's like scary to listen to. And then you see the picture of the guy and you're like, what the fuck? It's crazy. Just look, it's castrato. Hold on. Castrato, castrato.
Do you want to announce the vest winner?
Oh yeah, can we? I started getting nervous that we were showing the award ceremony because I think Hiller got a strike yesterday. CrossFit Inc. is such assholes. The media team is such a fucking piece of shit there. All two of you fucking idiots who work in the games department media team can fucking go to hell. They fucking gave Hiller a strike.
For what?
Because he filmed fucking Colton Merton's workout and posted it on fucking on YouTube. You guys, you're just feeling the fire, you fucking knuckleheads. It's your doom is inevitable. Your end is coming. And you're just fueling the fire. You're making it so we cremate you and throw you in the ocean instead of bury you and give you a tombstone. Fucking bitches. Yeah, let's announce the vest winner. That's the vest winner?
Yes.
One of our listeners named Dylan, I don't remember Dylan's last name, but he's been on the show before. He is a amateur fighter working his way up the ranks. His last fight, fucking Dylan Vowell, thank you. He knocked the guy out in fucking just a few seconds. It was crazy. And Sevan sounds like an old man arguing against the internet. Fucking. Dylan Vowell bought a vest, donated $200 and bought a vest, a brand new vest from, I think the company's name is Built It. It's the same company that provided the vest to Jim Broski, who did Murph 365 days in a row. Go ahead, Taylor.
Yeah, I was confirming.
Okay. And he bought that vest. I don't know why, because he just loves this show so fucking much, and he loves all the listeners so fucking much, which is really cool. And he's giving away the vest for free, and the winner is, and I don't even know how they entered. I guess it's just another person wearing the CEO shirt. I cannot believe how nice you are, Dylan. So this guy Nano KDX, he entered the contest by wearing a Sevan Podcast shirt. and took a picture and posted it this Sunday. And Dylan Val was kind enough to buy the vest that Jim Broski wore when he did Murph 365 days in a row. And this gentleman here won it. And they're dope vests. They were a vendor at the CrossFit Games. We went into their booth with our cameras and checked their shit out. It's pretty cool. So I can't wait to fucking get a break from this for fucking 12 hours. Anything else? That guy fucking Vanagon, RJ Van Wagonin. All love these nuts.
Yeah, Jason Ackerman. You want to say anything real quick? And
I'm familiar with
you guys
the
know
name.
Jason Ackerman, right? Level 4 CrossFit certified coach, and he was judging this weekend, and he's got a little bit of a take here on how the event went. What kind of what?
Oh, I just thought it was a fantastic event. I think everything, ultimately, the best came out on top, as always. That's something that Dave used to say, like, it's a test of fitness, and we were saying that it really was a callback to true CrossFit. You know, go back and read fitness in 100 words, new skills, gymnastics, positive, phenomenal job bringing that back. And I think we did it in such a way that the athletes, they're probably a little banged up, but they're not smashed. But it was a great test of fitness.
I was talking to Freya Mooseberger. She said she felt pretty good.
Yeah, I think was that before or after?
It was after the final event. She's like, good to go. She's like, I wish there were more events.
Careful what you wish for. Yeah.
Careful what you wish for.
Can you say your name to the camera real quick? Jason Fernandez.
The podcast with Ackerman, but I think we both judged for the past 10 years. But I don't think the point is to crush the athletes. I think the point is to have a good test, and if some of them are going to break down and get beat up and stuff like that, but that's not the goal.
One of the biggest things that I've heard this weekend is that it kind of got annoying that there was something new every single event. Do you guys have anything to say in rebuttal to that?
I didn't feel that way. What was, I mean...
Sandai was new, the jump rope piece was new, one of the sleds was new.
There's always a new piece
of equipment. So that's not new. But I mean, I do think every year when there's something new, people get butthurt.
I have a question.
So
that's also
not.
Taylor, what's your question?
What did they think about the hat trick? And was there room for
the hat trick? What do you mean, Taylor?
The workout, the hat trick, the 3-rounder with
the workout, the hat
and
trick,
the dumbbell squat snatch. Yeah, did they think there was room for more there? To me, it looked a little.
Do you think that there was room for more there? And what, Taylor?
It just looked like it was a little underwhelming.
It looked like it was a little underwhelming. Too simple. The hat trick, the 12-foot wall ball, and the dumbbell squat snatch.
I saw some of the fittest people in the world taking wall balls to the face for 10 minutes, so it was a little bit more challenging than I think most people know.
That's one of those examples where I think because they're so fit, they make something look, something very complex look easy. Virtuosity at its best. 12-foot target was new for them. That's a.
I think it's the first time they've done 100 pound, 70 to 100, but that's the first time they've done it with a
squat snatch.
I think everything else.
Correct. Yeah.
And also, I think that.
Can I pee?
Speaking on Boz, but I think he wanted something where it was like they had to really move well because a missed rep. We saw what happened on the third heat with Tia. She got a few no reps on the wall ball and she fell behind. So it was something where the execution had to be perfect every round.
Well, so Taylor, what you said was that it looked. Taylor said that was a great take, by the way. And I wonder if it looked different.
Taylor, you can hire us. Get rid of this Hiller guy.
Hey, get out of this. You guys were judging out there, right? So you guys sat on the floor, and Taylor, you were watching on the stream. And I wonder if there was any sort of a difference between what you thought it looked like as a spectator on the stream versus what it looked like standing right there, seeing athletes take wall balls to the face to a 12-foot target. I mean, most of the things I saw were they were jumping, they were getting hit in the face.
I'll tell you one thing that stood out to me. I was not expecting them to be like full send to the wall ball. And I remember watching, I had Medeiros in my lane. He was.
You were judging Medeiros.
Yeah.
Nice.
He was in full sprint.
They were struggling.
They were like going all out. So I think I had him. I had O'Brien at one point, the girl. So, and they were really coming at it. So I think it's like an event that starts off, what's that, about 50 yards? Yeah. 50-yard sprint to go into something with 20 wall balls and 6 really heavy dumbbell snatches.
Oh, it's just like the accuracy, coordination, adaptation, whole deal with the entire thing. I do have a question for you guys about the handstand push-up standard. How did it play out with the judges back there? Was it all good? Because we did hear that there were like there were some judges who would let some things go on some reps with one athlete in particular, and then with that same athlete, they let some things slide. And maybe that was with you guys. Neither of you guys judged that.
I mean, when we reviewed it, nobody was worried about it. Like, I think everybody was kind of worried about it when we initially got things.
And how about something that I've heard, which was maybe give them a cue, like a piece of foam to touch their head to, instead of like an abstract, you got to cross this line. And we saw Tia that was tapping her head. That was allowed, right?
How about this?
Correct. It was allowed to
How
like,
about this
touch
question?
your Sevan. What's your question?
You couldn't touch your head on the floor.
But you can touch it to that block.
You could touch the block.
Okay.
So the standard was you could not touch your head to the floor if that was something you were capable of.
Sevan, shoot.
Touching the block was not illegal.
That's good to know because we were
My question is this: I don't remember who it was. If it was Nicole Kohlenbrander or who it was, but one of the athletes.
It's Christine Kohlenbrander.
I'm not sure if it was her. She finished carrying the yoke and she didn't cross the finish line, and the judge started yelling at her to cross the finish line.
Oh, yeah.
And that gave her the win. She would have lost to whoever came in right behind her if the judge hadn't have told her, hey, you have to cross the finish line. I would see Dave do that shit too. I would see Dave walked Deborah Corden Carson out into the water and basically helped her fucking swim that year. He gave her one of his testicles so she'd get in the water. Is that shit okay? Is that okay for Dave to walk a chick out into the water? Is that okay for the judges to be like, hey, you got to cross the finish line? Or shut the fuck up and let the athlete shit the bed?
The question is about Christine Kohlenbrander finishing that event. Her judge was telling her.
I'm not sure if that's her. I'm not sure if I'm picking.
It was Christine Kohlenbrander. Yeah. Did you guys watch that event? Were you on the floor for that event? It was the yoke. She dropped the yoke and she was kind of celebrating having finished. And the judge was telling her that she had to cross the line as she was celebrating. And Sevan brings up that Dave would, except one more time, Dave would tell athletes that they had to finish across the line at certain points.
He would just help athletes out where I didn't think it was appropriate, and we saw it again today. Like, hey, if the athlete doesn't know where the finish line is, fuck them.
Well, I guess the question is more or less: is it okay that somebody is telling them what they have to do on the floor? Correct, Sevan?
Helping her to win. Helping her to get the win.
Helping her to get the win. It's no longer on the athlete, but the judge is like, cross the line, cross the line, cross the line.
I don't think that's helping.
Well, another athlete was approaching behind her.
Another athlete was also approaching. So there's two athletes there. Christine drops it, and she's like, woo, but she has to get on top of that stage. Now, because the judge was waving her over across the line, maybe that would have given her something that she shouldn't have had, which was the event win.
Well, I think part of our job is to, number one, uphold the standards, but then also like shepherd the athlete. It's not an intelligence test, right? So if they get off track or they go through something,
It's not an intelligence test.
to get them through the event.
We know that.
Not necessarily, we're not coaching. That's not what we're doing. But if they're not progressing through the event in the order or in the fashion that they should be doing, like that's our job to correct that.
Then we should have given that judge the Spirit of the Games award.
Hold on, I have a question.
Then we should have given that judge. Yeah, you have a question, Taylor. Go ahead.
If it was a test of intelligence and physical fitness, which athlete would have won?
If it was a test of intelligence, who would have won?
Probably the more veteran athletes who just got more reps.
Like a Vellner or a Hwpo, of course. The
No,
professor
those
would
dudes
win.
took the vaccine. How the fuck could they know anything? Those guys are retards.
Well, apparently Sevan has his own opinions on them because of their medical choices. Thank you guys. Thanks for that. He's gonna kick out of that. Oh, yep, every single day. All right. Thank you guys for that.
Bye. Thank you.
See you in. Yep.
Fuck, that was good.
Thank you. Intelligence is a requirement to count to 5 only. Here's the thing. I don't really care that the judge did that, but the truth is that wasn't the judge's place to do it, and it was the judge just reacting. And the reason why it wasn't the judge's place to do it is because all judges wouldn't have reacted to that equally. And that was you can totally tell that was just a subjective thing. And the athletes were never told at some briefing, hey, if you don't cross the finish line, don't worry, we'll remind you. Like, and the judges were never told that, by the way, if your athletes don't cross the finish line, go ahead and remind them. They were probably told the opposite. Do I care that it happened? No, but if you had to choose, it's not appropriate. The judge stay quiet unless it's to no rep someone, and when you no rep them, I think you should tell them what they did wrong. Don't you agree, Taylor? Like, so when someone who's doing thrusters, it should be, hey, you didn't lock out or you didn't squat, or they need to be told.
Yeah.
So they can make the correction. But if someone wants to stand around, with their thumb in their ass, not across the finish line, then so be it.
that okay if I depart?
What are you guys talking about back there? Are you guys even talking? You're just sitting there quietly.
Who's rolling her eyes because of Tia? Mal?
Oh, Jean-Bernard Thiard says, oh.
Shame on Rail.
I think Bailey Rail rolled her eyes when Tia was out there.
When Tia was out doing what?
Giving her
cheering her?
No, Tia gave like a conclusion speech of the weekend, basically.
Wow. And Rail rolled her eyes?
I'm gonna have to go back.
She probably had something caught in her eye. Look at several. I was gonna. What the fuck happened?
Wow, people are railing Bailey Rail.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm gonna ignore it. Look at several events. You will see judges pointing to the end zone when their athletes finish all the time. We just noticed it. It wasn't just pointing. It was she became emphatic. She got behind her. But I hear you. It's fair. That's fair. I'll take a little bit of course correction on that. Please don't film girls bending over. It's totally inappropriate, Hiller. It's not that kind of show. Okay, guys, we've been on for 2 hours. Thank you for everyone checking in. Do you guys want us to keep hanging out? And
you guys want to say hi to Sevan? Hi to Sevan.
Hi.
They just got your shirt. They're all waving. Yeah, Innovate.
Wow. I loved it. I used to love my Innovate.
Yeah, and then she said to get their shoes because they got your shirt.
Of course I will. Of course.
And he says, of course. Send him a pair.
Of course I will.
Me too.
Does anyone hang out in Reddit CrossFit? God, I hope not. Reddit is a fucking cesspool for
That's where I live. I live in Reddit CrossFit now. It's my home base.
Thank you, Giddy Up. Bailey was joking with Guy. If you watch any Mayhem videos, you'd get it. Yeah. Thank you. Am I pronouncing that right? Giddy Up? That's how you spell Giddy Up?
Where did you write Giddy Up?
Look at her name. Look at that girl's name.
Oh. Giddy Up.
I don't know how someone will type in.
Is there anyone over there with Souza? Souza, you got anybody over there?
Oh yeah. It is Giddy.
No, not right now.
Is it looking like people are going to show up, or probably not? Maybe.
No, I don't think so. Actually, they kind of look like they're all just catching the quick rides home right out the door. But I'm still kind of on standby in case we catch up with anybody.
Susan, I'm ready to check out. I don't know what I want to do. Today's my fasting day, but I'm done.
Land the plane, buddy. Land the plane.
All right. Guys, thank you everyone for checking in. Will Brandstetter, Caleb Beaver, Tyler Watkins, Brian Friend, you didn't do shit this weekend. Not you. Matt Souza, yes. J.R. Howell, Mike Halpin, John Jung, Heidi Kroom, Mr. Hiller, Fit, and his fiance, Grace.
That's my fiance. That's
Matt,
Kevin Neal. He's my buddy.
Kevin Neal, you didn't do much either. Thank you. We completely fucking destroyed. Thank you guys. We have a very fierce schedule coming up. As far as games go, you should know we're going to complete a show looking at all of the events with Brian Friend. We're going to do an extremely detailed show with J.R. Howell and Taylor Self in regards to the programming, but not just the programming, but the actual. We're going to break down what modalities. It's going to get into the nitty gritty. Might even have to be 2 shows. But other than that, fuck the games, and we're going to have a shitload of great guests on. That are going to be outside. Oh shit, more CrossFit stuff. I am going to continue to do the Hiller Fit review shows on Sunday, and this affiliate series is going to be off the hook. You're going to want to see it. Love you guys. Oh, and fuck.
What?
Tonight I will be back on with Adrian Bosman. Don't think I won't.